There are sellers making six figures a year selling AI art as digital downloads on Etsy. Because these products are fully digital, it's a post once and sell forever business. But with all that said, what differentiates the art that makes a ton of sales versus the art that makes no sales? Sometimes the presentation, the mockups, and the art itself can be amazing, but it's just a few key pieces that don't optimize the listing to be seen by the right buyers on Etsy. Today, we're going to be covering a little bit lesser known but very powerful piece of Etsy search engine optimization, and that is alt text. We'll cover what it is, where it lives on Etsy, and today, how to automate and optimize your listings without even lifting a finger. So let's go ahead and get into it. So another day, another classified CIA document, but we're going to declassify it together because someone needs to talk about this stuff. So with our first bullet point here, we have alt text and exactly what the heck it even is. In the last video, I talked about ways to optimize it and new AI features, but I didn't really cover even what it was and some of the background and where it lives on Etsy. So I want to cover that right now. So essentially, alt text stands for alternative text, and it's a little text field that is piggybacked off of each image on Etsy or whatever other website. Literally anywhere across the internet, alt text exists for every image. And these act both as accessibility for people who may be visually impaired. There are ways to have it read the text if you are visually impaired and you can't see the image. However, this also works as a way to rank your images in search, whether that's Google or Etsy or whatever other algorithm. So they act as search engine signals, okay? And if you can't visualize this, let's go ahead and walk through it. So if I pull up one of the best in the biz, Lexington Prints here, and I click on just one of their fall listings, right? So here's all their listing images. They're all different mockups. They're all great. But Etsy doesn't know how to categorize these mockups in search. It's just a picture, right? It's like a bunch of ones and zeros. And it's like, okay, what the heck? I don't know if this is a fall painting or if this is a picture of like my face or whatever it is, right? It's just a picture. So this alt text field is actually a way to rank images and sort of categorize them as to what the heck they actually are. And so I'm gonna show you a little peek behind the curtain here. This exists on every website. This is like the matrix, okay? So if you hit F12 on your keyboard, you can actually open something called the Dev Tools, and you can do this in whatever browser you're in. And you can go to Elements here, and you can actually see the entire DOM, like HTML setup of the website that you're currently looking at. So, you know, if you want to hack into the matrix or whatever you want to do. But if you click this little button, you can highlight stuff, elements on the page, and you can actually see the exact element, like the code for that specific thing. Okay, so we're going a little techie right now, but again, not too crazy. I just hit F12, and then I click this highlighter thing, and then I click this image. So check this out. Let's minimize that. So here's the image, okay, and you can see it's highlighting it. Image, you know, here's some CSS stuff like the max width, horizontal center, whatever. Here's the source. So this is the URL for the image. But look at this, alt. Oops, I can't highlight it, but here's what it says, alt. Maybe we'll get a zoom in on this. Vintage autumn landscape painting, oil painting, art print displayed in an antique frame against a white background. The painting features intricate brushwork and colors. The shop name, Lexington Prints, is written out beneath the wall art frame. Okay? That is the alt text for this image. Simple as that. So all things considered, that's not horrible. That's a pretty good way to rank this in search, right? Autumn landscape, painting, oil painting, art print, antique frame, intricate brushwork, Lexington Prints, not bad. You know, I'd give it like an 8 out of 10 or maybe a 6 out of 10. But here's where Lexington follies a little bit. If I go into the next item in the list, which is this, in fact, I'll just go ahead and do this, right? So if I click on this, here's that image, and here's its alt text. Vintage, autumn, landscape, painting, oil painting, art print displayed, da-da-da, name, check Lexington Prints is written out beneath the wall art frame. It's the exact same. They use the exact same alt text for all 10. Vintage, autumn, landscape. Vintage, autumn, landscape. Written out beneath the wall art frame. Vintage, autumn, landscape, right? So you see what's going on? I'm highlighting these different ones. So they use the exact same alt text for every single one. So this is not horrible. It's really great to have alt text in general to categorize your images in search, but we could definitely do better. And one thing I will call out here is these seem to be written by Lexington Prints. However, there's also a new feature that Etsy is actually rolling out right now, and that is AI alt text that is auto-generated for your images. And it seems to be a little spotty, but at least it exists. So if I go into my listings here, I know for a fact it's one of these old ones, an old test data example I had. But if I click on the primary here and I click alt text, so this is one Etsy pre-filled with AI, right? It's literally this like vintage branch sketch design, but they pre-filled it with AI and they said may include a black and white image of a small tree branch with leaves and buds against a textured light beige background. So, I mean, it's not horrible, right? And they kept it within the 100 to 200 Google range. That's like the best range you want to keep it in for Google search optimization. So, like, all in all, not horrible. Again, I'd probably give it like a 6.5 out of 10. Yeah. So, right, not horrible. We could roll with this, and it would medium charge our listings, get them a little bit better ranked in search, help categorize everything, show it to the right buyers, stuff like that. However, if you know anything about me or my channel, I'm not about just like letting stuff happen. I want to like go pull the future forward and optimize our stuff as much as possible, and everyone who uses the tools. So what have I done to do that? To that end, I have created the bulk upload software called Downpour, which is a Etsy bulk uploader for digital products. Okay, so I've spent over a year, thousands of hours coding this bulk upload software. Currently around 200 sellers are using it in my community. You get full access to the software as part of the AI Art Sellers Collective if you want to check it out below. And this thing's pretty great. I mean, it saves people hundreds and hundreds of hours across their entire like shop's lifetime uploading products. So it's really great. And it's what got me to $3,000 months and allowed me to only work just a couple hours a week instead of hours and hours a day, like cropping, mocking up, uploading to Etsy. Anyway, I have a ton of other videos walking through this automation system, but I just want to share that we've made some AI alt text features and improvements to those features. So I talked about this in the last video, but we now have AI alt text implemented in Downpour. So as you're uploading, you just drag and drop your folders full of listing files, like the art files plus the mockups, and it generates alt text in the app with a specially trained AI model to SEO boost as much as possible. It's trained on Google's criteria, Etsy's criteria, and I would argue it's a lot better than Etsy's auto-generate AI alt text feature. Plus, from what I found in my shop and other people's shops, it's not reliable. Like you post a listing, if you post one right now, you're probably not going to get that AI alt text. It seems like it's only applying to old listings and not every image and only people in the US. It's weird, it's spotty. So I just wanted to build it myself, okay? And yeah, so what I want to talk about in this video, besides everything else I just talked about, is some community feedback and some recent updates that have made this feature just a lot better. Okay, so this is still sort of a preview. Today is Tuesday, and this is going to release later this week. So depending on where you're watching this, might already be live, but we just made some really, really good improvements that I think will really optimize this, even just in this kind of like beta preview. Okay, so a couple things. Back in the last video when I first did this AI alt text feature, it was optimized to be long, like 400-ish characters. But based on some people in my community giving a ton of helpful feedback, plus my own research, it seems like 100 to 200 is really where we want alt text to live. So fewer characters is now implemented in the AI alt text. Better format. It's just a little bit more structured with like subject, description, optional rooms, or whatever other SEO. Yeah, it's just really strong format. Less redundancy. There was a lot of duplication across like printable, puppy Halloween art, Halloween printable puppy art, you know, like it would just be redundant. And that has been fixed. And yeah, and then there's this whole other aspect of static alt text overrides. Okay, so we're just going to walk through it. But I mean, just to call it out, in the AI Art Sellers Collective, which is where you get access to this automation system and all the tools and everything else, we had some great feedback. People are excited for the feature. I think it's really going to help supercharge listings. But like examples like this of like length requirements and a couple ideas for keywords and like format. Super duper helpful. I love building this like with my community. It's amazing. And then we had some great discussions here about the static images and stuff like that. Yeah, so this is still V1. We're going to tweak it as time goes on because I agree that you might not need it for every single listing, right? But we do have this idea of static alt text. So I just want to walk through it, show it live, do a demo. And then, yeah, we can go from there. Like I said, we're going to launch this as a kind of V1, and then we can iterate on V2. So yeah, let's get into it. So here I am in Downpour. I'll zoom in a little bit. I'm going to click bulk upload here at the top left. And essentially everything is already set up, right? Vertical prints, all my mockups. We're not going to use a video for this example. File names are filled out. Quantity, price, category. Description's got our nice little AI wildcards that it's going to write unique to each listing, which is super cool and sick. And yeah, so first and foremost, there is a setting before this AI alt text feature came out where you can essentially write static alt text. Okay. So if I go into each listing mockup, listing image, I can click show alt text and actually get an entire new set of like mockup tiles that correspond with each given rank in your listing images. So like alt text 1, right? Alt text 1 will now be applied to image number 1, okay? And this is different from the AI feature we showed before. This will overwrite any AI alt text, all right? So this is sort of a way to create static alt text for each or for specific mockups. So for example, this is a dynamic content. It's my primary image. So I probably wouldn't do it for this. Whoops. But for image number 10, where it's a size chart, I might want to write something like size chart for, you know, printable wall art. Yeah. So I don't know, you know, that's just an example. You don't want to make this a little bit longer, but if you want to do something that kind of overrides the AI features, because, you know, as good as those are, they're sort of more general for your design and just the fact that it's printable wall art and the vibe and the subject and the atmosphere and stuff like that. But if you have something specific like a size chart, or maybe image number 6 is a testimonial slide with like all your 5-star reviews, or maybe it's an info card saying you have a 50% off sale, you might want to include that here. So, yep. So this is static alt text. Okay. So this is how we're handling it for now. Again, V1. I'll hit save up here. I'm happy to iterate on this further, but I think this just seemed like the best option for now. So you probably want to see this in action. So let's go ahead and upload our first listing. So if you've been using the software and the automation at all, if you're in the AI Art Sellers Collective, this probably looks familiar. Okay. 4 vertical designs. And I showed this in the last video, but each one has mockups. Super cute, you know, very appealing. Perfect for Etsy, right? This is our printable wall art product. And then they have a cropped images folder. Okay. So these are like highly upscaled, ready to print, 300 DPI designs. Okay. And the automation script literally creates all this for you. Here's a new one, image number 4. Okay. So this is a little bit different, a little extra spooky. Oops. Right. These little cuties right here. Nice little village. And then same thing. They all have the same cropped images, right? These are the exact sizes that you will most likely want to use. You can include more. You can upload them to Google Drive. You can make them bigger. You have full control with the automation system. But anyway, so literally all I have to do, I could drag and drop like the parent folder here with all these, but I'm just going to drag and drop one for this example here. It's going to process, break it all apart, essentially turn it into a listing, right? Here's all the options. Here's all the files. And you can see that static alt text already got applied. Size chart for printable wall art, right? Super creative. But now is essentially the point where we start kicking off the AI auto-generate features. So if I open up this AI auto-generate panel, this generate AI alt text checkbox is already checked. So I'm just going to click the button. It's going to send our reference image number 1, this guy, to the AI, break it all down, get the info, write a title, tags, the description wildcards here, subject and season, and all the AI alt text. But note, it's not going to do this one, okay? It's going to keep this as size chart for printable wall art. You can see it just finished. So Dark, moody, ghostly villa scene, printable or playful spirits flying over quiet homes, spooky vintage score, haunted house, printable art, download 4. Keeps the index. Ghost wall art, printable, haunted house art, right? So title, tags. It filled in the season and subject. Ghostly spirits dancing over haunted villa. Because we had the wild cards in our description, immerse yourself in vintage season charm with this vintage style printable wall art of subject. It now created the complete puzzle piece of immerse yourself in vintage Halloween charm with this vintage style printable art of ghostly spirits dancing over a haunted villa. Okay, perfect grammar and everything. But what are we here for? That is the AI alt text. Okay, so if you want to expand it, you can just click. So let's enhance the visual field here. Get a little zoom in action. And let's go through these. So before they were a little bit repetitive, they were a little bit long, and the format was a little bit different than it is now. So let's go ahead and walk through it. Whimsical ghost illustration in dark, moody art style. Perfect for Halloween-inspired decor in a living room or eerie gallery wall. Printable wall art for spooky home accents. Not bad. Reads like a real sentence. And yeah, it's like printable gallery wall, printable wall art, ghost illustration, whimsical, dark, moody art style. Okay, so we got a great amount of SEO keywords right off the bat. Playful apparitions drifting above a peaceful villa, featured in a dark tonality, right? So we're changing up the words here that complement charming kids' room or autumn-themed decor. Perfect, or printable art perfect for festive gallery displays. So, it's kind of inevitable to use some words that are duplicated, like gallery, but it's like gallery wall art, gallery displays, printable art, printable wall art. So it does spread the SEO. If we look at the next one, mysterious ghostly figures soaring over a tranquil home, crafted in a moody aesthetic. So aesthetic, suitable for gothic decor in entryways or unique dining areas. Instant download for playful wall art. So you see what's going on here? We're spreading the wealth. A lot more than in the last video, the kind of like V0 prototype version of this. Enchanting flying spirits over a serene villa, depicted in a mysterious style for chilling bedroom decor or an inviting home office. Right? So it's really just spreading the keywords as best as possible. Digital download wall for season decoration. Guiding over peaceful villa. Shadowy style, perfect for spooky ambience. Children room, inviting living spaces. Soaring above stream home, crafted in moody tones. Eclectic decor in a hallway or stylish study. Festive celebrations, playful specters. So like you see what the AI is doing here. It's trying to avoid ghost. It's like ghost, apparitions, ghostly figures, flying spirits. So this took kind of a lot of fine tuning, but I think it's turned out pretty well. I'm very happy with the results, but again, let me know. Ghostly creatures, moody style, imaginative children's room, wistful spirits hovering over a quiet residence, illustrated haunting style, suitable for eerie Halloween home decor, and then our static one. So yeah, let me know what you think of all this. I think it has gone from, pretty good to like excellent, or at least, very good. Yeah, so let me know. I'm pretty proud of where we're at. I think I'll keep fine tuning it before we launch later this week, but I just wanted to show you guys sort of a in action, snapshot in time. And I want to get your feedback. So let me know if you're in the AI Art Sellers Collective watching this. Please comment below this and let me know. If you're on YouTube watching this, comment below all the same. Yeah, I'm super excited for this. I think it's going to really add to the cool AI like supercharging that we already have set up with the descriptions and titles and tags and stuff like that. Yeah. And so if you're just tuning in, I'm just going to click upload, and that's all we have to do. Like drag and drop, auto-generate, upload. We don't have to read everything and break it down like we just did. But, obviously you can. And, I already started this process, but you could click the pencil and you can actually edit these. There's just text fields. So if you really, hate one, you could change it, which is cool because I want to make this as customizable as possible. And like you guys are in full control. I want to make it as easy as possible with like the recommendations from the AI, which I think are solid. 99 times out of 100, like when I'm uploading my listings for my shop, I don't change anything because I feel confident in all the AI auto generations and these AI alt text features. Yeah. But like I said, let me know. There it is. Let's go back to our shop. Wabba-dabba-doo. Go to our draft listings. There it is. Looks great. We have our primary, alt text, whimsical ghost illustration in dark, moody art style, right? Yeah. So that's pretty much all there is to it, right? If you're watching this, like, this business is great. I talked about the different shops in the beginning, making 6 figures. But at the end of the day, like, it's pretty, simple and streamlined. It's not this complicated service business or anything like that. Like, it really is sort of just like a set it and forget it type thing. It's just a matter of getting the right designs and getting the right SEO prepped for your listings. And that's what all this automation is meant to help you with, because that was the, biggest bottleneck that I dealt with when I started my shop. Yep. So anyway, yeah, I think that's all I got for you guys. Just wanted to check in with the AI alt text feature. Again, big thank you to my community, like the members I just called out in the AI Art Sellers Collective. Like, you guys are so helpful, and yeah, I just really appreciate you. And if you have any other recommendations, please let me know in the comment section below. Yeah, let me know if you enjoyed a little peek behind the curtain for how websites get built. Much respect for programmers everywhere who make all this reality, allow us to sell art designs on this website from our home. Like, in the grand scheme of things, it's super cool and impressive that all this stuff even exists. Sorry, not to be just getting high in the sky here, but yeah, no, it's pretty cool. I love coding, I love software, and I'm really proud of our automation system, right? Like Downpour. I think it's come a long way, and I think it's even getting better and better as time goes on. So yeah, in my personal opinion, the sooner you start using it by joining the community in the description, the sooner you're going to start growing a shop worth owning. And by the way, it's currently October, so like, sales are only going up right now. It's peak time, and I can speak from my own experience. Like, the wave is peaking, right? Anyway, yeah, check out the description if you want to supercharge your shop, grow faster, sell AI art on Etsy, and just have a good time with people in the community along the way. It's super supportive. People are extremely nice. We're always celebrating wins, helping each other out. Yeah, I'm just super proud of it. So anyway, thank you so much. Let me know what you thought about the new features and just kind of the new format and everything like that. And I appreciate you. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.